Welcome to week 3 of clearing our houses before 2025. I have 2 videos already out if you would like to pop over and see those. We are just getting as much as we can out of the house before the new year, so we're starting off fresh and we can start on a bunch of new projects in the new year. So I hope that you are doing this along with me, and let's get started. So I think part of my focus this week is going to be getting rid of things that are expired. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I did a lot of prepping in 2020, and I'm just really trying to get out of that mindset of scarcity and trying to keep just more of what we need on hand or things that we use on a regular basis. I will keep things like that in bulk. So in here I have a bunch of like first aid supplies and things like that, and I would like to go through and get rid of anything that's expired. So I don't know what's in here. It's been a while since I've looked through here. So I'm just going to tackle some of the things that we can clear out in this area right here. I really am just going to focus on medications and things like that. And then once I have everything together, I'll show you everything that I pulled out of here. The lighting down here is not that great, so I will show you later on what I did remove. This has been such a great way to declutter. I've only been spending about an hour or 2 every week, and it's really helped me to get so much more out of the house than I have before. I really think that I'm motivated to get things out before the new year. I am ready to let go of a lot of things that I have not been able to let go of in the past. And this week I'm focusing on expired things. So that is all of the medications that I had stockpiled before. And even though some of them may still be good, I'm just letting them go if they're expired because I don't want to use them. I'm just really past keeping such an excess of things in the house. We are going to be in the process of getting the basement a little bit more put together. We are clearing out this entire section that I'm working in here where all the food is as well. We're going to start painting the floors hopefully this weekend. So you will see a little bit later on in the video that I've cleared out a lot of the stuff. And I'm hoping to, when I get it all put back, to really organize in a much better way. And that might include getting some different organizers and things like that, but I'm not really focused on that. My main focus right now is just getting this stuff out of the house. I am tired of managing it all. I'm tired of even thinking about it. And even though it's in drawers and it's not something that I go through on a regular basis, I still know that it's there and it weighs on me. And I'm just really excited to be getting all of this stuff out of the house. Another reason that makes it really hard to get rid of stuff like this is it was not cheap. I spent a lot of money on it, and it is difficult to let things like that go, but I'm just tired of dealing with it. This is such a waste of money. I spent a lot of money on this stuff, and it's all just going into the trash. But lesson learned. I don't shop like this at all anymore. It's unfortunate that it happened. But keeping it in the house is not going to give me my money back. So I just have to be willing to let it go. The great thing about doing it this way is you don't really get the decision fatigue that you can get when you're spending several hours doing a project like this. I think just spending an hour at a time really does motivate me to get rid of more, and then I'm done. I get it out of the house, whether it's bringing it to the shop or just putting it on the porch until I do get it to a donation store. There's no decision fatigue. This thing I have had for years. I have a brand new one that pretty much should have everything in it that I need. So I might just keep stuff like this. Isn't going to hurt to keep, but I'm going to get rid of the rest of it. One of the other huge benefits I've gotten from doing this is not having the scarcity mindset anymore that I used to have. I cannot be worried about all of the catastrophes that could happen in the world. If they're going to happen, they're going to happen. And I just cannot store enough in my small house to be able to manage all of that. And so just not thinking about it, just kind of storing what we need and having an excess of some things that we do use on a regular basis, but I just cannot store as much stuff anymore. I know that there's some things over here that I haven't used in a while and that are expired, even though they're probably not bad. For my own sanity, I have to just get rid of them. All of these sauces, they're probably still perfectly fine to eat, but if I've had them in there to the point where they're expired, then clearly we're not going through them. And I'm just going to get rid of them. So even though I've been really working on eating through the pantry, cooking more pantry meals and things like that, I just wasn't able to go through everything that we had purchased. And even though it's been over a year since I've been buying things like that, we still have a lot of excess, and it really does suck to throw these things away. We spent good money on them, and it's not easy for me to do, but I just have to realize that if I ever want to be happy in the basement and come down and feel comfortable, then I have to be willing to get rid of a lot of things, even if it kills me sometimes, because sometimes I feel just like I should be going through this. We spent money on it. I can just cook more, but realistically, it's just not the case, and I clearly haven't been doing it enough, or we just had way too much that I could even manage. So I do not buy things like this anymore in bulk, and even though it hurts, I just know that if I want to feel comfortable in the basement and get it organized and be able to maintain the pantry and keep things clean and dusted and all of that, I just cannot have the excess that we had. All right, I'm also gonna pull a few things out of this area. There's not too much in here. Honestly, a lot of this stuff will last for a long time, such as like the molasses, the corn syrup, things that I really don't use on a regular basis, but they will last. The cornstarch, that'll last for a long time, and I'm okay keeping that. But things like this, the baking powder, will not last. I need to buy some fresh stuff for all the baking that I'm going to be doing. And the yeast, I have a few big packages in my freezer, so that yeast there can go. It's probably no good anymore. That's still good. And the rest is okay, I think, for now. But this is an area that I do want to go through at some point, but at least I'm able to pull a couple things out right now. And I almost forgot, I do want to get rid of this coffee. Right now we've been using Trade Coffee. It's been awesome. It's a delivery service, not sponsored or anything. We really have just been enjoying their coffee. I had bought these coffees quite a long time ago, and I just felt really guilty throwing them away, but I'm not going to use them, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Okay, here is everything that I am getting rid of today. These were all items that were downstairs in my basement, whether they were in my extended pantry or our medication first aid bins, all things that are expired and I know we're not going to use. It's very, very hard for me to get rid of things like this. Items in the can, I know most likely will last unless it's a tomato product, which obviously some of these are, but these are very hard for me to get rid of, but I'm going to do it. I really want to clear out the items in my house before the new year that we don't need anymore, and I will never ever purchase things in this amount again. I don't think any of these are any good anymore. This October of 2023, so these can all go. Same thing probably with these. Oh, these are 327, but Yeah, I'll keep that one. 623. Okay, so those are still fine. This I dehydrated, it's egg powder. But I've always felt weird about eating it, so I think I'm just going to throw the whole thing away. Jar and all, I have enough jars. And this I could probably give to the kids. Oh, November 2023. Trash. Jars here are Hamburg that I was going to get rid of at one point, and then I decided to try to keep them. But I just don't really love canned Hamburg, so I am just going to get rid of all of those as well. Okay, and then I think I found a few more things that are past their date, even though again they're probably still good. I'm just going to throw them away because once we get this area redone, I just want to get it organized in a much better way than it is now. We tend to only eat these types of beans in the summertime, and clearly we didn't eat them, so they're just going to go. This is also very difficult to show to everyone that I'm throwing all of this food away. I know prices are very high and people are struggling to afford to buy food. Remember that this is all food that I had bought several years ago, and I have been working through quite a bit of it. I have given a lot of it to the food pantries and to family members, but we just weren't able to go through everything. So hopefully if you are someone who bought an excess of food also, and you're having a hard time, maybe this will help you to let go of some of the things that you're not going to use, because if we're not going to use them, they're not doing anyone any good sitting in our pantries making us feel guilty every day. So I hope this helps someone out there, because I can't be the only one that overbought food. So my husband is planning to take everything out of this space this weekend, so I wanted to clear a lot of it off, get everything off the floor. He's going to move the bigger shelves, but I cannot tell you how good this feels to have all of this empty space in here, just to have everything kind of cleared off, nothing really on the floor. So my goal is going to be, once this area is repainted, the floor is done, I want to get some sort of a rug down here. It'll probably have to be a couple different rugs, but my main goal is to really clear out a lot of this stuff, because it just feels so much better, less cluttered, and more manageable now that I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. Obviously a lot of it's just moved over for now. I really have to go through it and come up with some different organization, but hopefully by the next time you see this area, it'll be repainted. And then we can work on some better organization. And here's a quick look at everything that I am going to be getting rid of today. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. We're going to get some more done. All right, bye.